tale of two halves there.
Yeah. You know, it was a. First of all, I want to take my hats off to Baylor and Coach Grove and those guys fought hard in that second half and made some plays when they had to make them, and to come away and pull the game out. And that was. I felt like our guys deserved to be in this moment. I felt like the moment wasn't too big for them. I'm extremely excited about the direction of where our football program is going. I think we're definitely trending upward, and I'm proud of our players. I'm proud of the effort they give. I'm not in this for moral victories, by no means, but you know, our guys came out and played hard, fought hard. We had opportunities to make plays, and a team like Baylor, you can't settle for field goals. You got to have touchdowns. And we cost ourselves a couple of picks. Actually, we had 4 turnovers, and anytime you have 4 turnovers, it's hard to win anything in a pick 6. And so, but when you look out on the field and you see the majority of those kids are freshmen and sophomores, you know, the future's getting bright. It is, and but I'm proud of our players. I'm proud of their effort. We got to clean up a lot of things. We got to put the ball in the end zone, and we will.
Ben Hicks, since his performance, especially in the first half.
Well, I thought the first half he was as dynamic as anybody around, and I thought he was on it. I thought he had he was ready for the moment and excited about this moment, and was prepared. And I thought the second half we had a couple of things go wrong, and he had Portland open in the end zone and underthrew him, and the guy made an incredible play on it. And another corner ball here to Myron. And then just one mistake led to another, and that's being a young kid. You got to let those things go. You can't let one mistake lead to another one, and that's what happened today. He'll learn from it. He's a competitor. I know everybody in his hometown is proud of him. I'm proud of him, and he's got a great future.
It seemed like your wideouts were a positive, especially Sunday. What's made him so dynamic this season?
Well, you know, Cortland is you know, coming off of last year, and you know, I've been around some great wide receivers, and Nuke Hopkins, who plays for the Texans. Cortland reminds me a lot of him because Cortland can contort his body in so many different directions and make plays. And he's got great hands, great concentration for the ball, and he's a force. But it was good to see James Prochet make some plays today. It might be as good a catch as I think I've seen a kid go up and over and down here in the red zone. You know, again, freshman, sophomore, making plays, and so I'm excited about those guys. We're going to continue to keep pressing. The season's got to start tomorrow mentality for us, but it was good to see some of those guys make some plays. Wish we would have had a few more plays made.
What did you tell the guys at halftime? You're at 6'6", on a big stage. What did you tell them?
Well, I mean, we felt like really the first thing I said to them is, look, we belong in this moment, and you know, we got to continue to keep playing. You know, we got to keep fighting. This is going to be a 4-quarter game. We got to have touchdowns. They're going to come out and they're going to, you know, they're going to score. Nobody's really ever shut those guys out before, and so, you know, you got to be able to match points, and you got to be able to do that to stay in ball games like that. We were unable to do that, especially late in the second half, and that was disappointing.
Do you feel like you let one off the hook in a way today? They were more than beatable today.
I felt like that we played the first half well enough to win. If we could have came out and matched that intensity and that energy and made a few plays, yes. I feel like that we and our guys feel the same way. We deserve to be in this moment. We feel like that we had an opportunity to play well enough, and if we just executed and made some plays in the critical situations down here, you know, we make 2 picks. We get down deep in the red zone and we come away with 0 points. You can't do that. If we come away with points there, I think there could be an outcome, could be different. I think the game is very close all the way to the bitter end in that case. So we got to be able to capitalize on turnovers and be able to execute. And we were unable to do that one in the critical time.
Can you take positives from the defensive play?
Oh, yeah. I thought defensively they played too many plays tonight. They were on the field entirely too much. But I tell you what, their play, they were very prepared and ready to go. I was excited about their performance tonight and the way that they performed and played and executed. Again, when it got down late in the game, you know, that's one of the things we deal with is some depth. But they snapped the ball 103 times tonight, and we got to be able to help them out. 3 and outs don't do us any good.
Earlier this week, you said that this was a good gauge from where you'd be in year 1 to year 2, and that you think teams show a lot of improvement from year 1 to year 2. Early thoughts. Where do you think you're at?
You know, I think if you look just at the line of for whatever stats mean, I think this is a much improved football team. I think we're a better football team than we were a year ago at this point, playing the same opponents. We've got a lot of improvement to do, and that's got to start tomorrow. But I feel like that we're moving in the right direction. We're still a ways away, but we got to keep pushing.
Can you talk about the receiving depth? And you went to Prochet and Sutton pretty much all game. Where was everyone else?
Well, you know, that's something we got to develop some more other playmakers to be able to get the ball, and you know, some to our inside receivers. I feel like that's an area that we got to do a better job of. You know, obviously we know that those two guys are definitely dynamic. You know, Xavier Castillo has got to be a guy that's got to be involved in this thing, and I think he had a couple catches tonight. But you know, those guys made some plays tonight, and that's kind of what you want to do in a game like this. It was unfortunate Xavier Jones didn't get to play. We held him out. He's still having a nagging hamstring injury, so we'll see where he is. Reassess him. It's unfortunate for Matt, but we're going to keep pushing. And like I said, I think that you know, you'll continue to see this team continue to grow.
When did you tell Ben that he would start?
Well, he kind of had an idea all week that he was going to have an opportunity to play, and he was prepared, and he's been preparing for this moment his whole life.
And then Matt going forward, expect
Well, you know, we'll look at everything and assess things Monday, but and we'll go from there.
Woody, this is the first time you've been to McLean.
It is. Yeah.
Your thoughts about it?
It's a beautiful stadium. Outstanding stadium. This is definitely first class.
Got to ask, you know, everyone's talking about it. Did you in any way, shape, or form possibly view this game as possibly a job interview, or how can you not look ahead at knowing that there might be an opening here in a year?
No, that's a you know, a game like this. That's very unfair. You know, I'm very proud of our players. I love my guys, and they're playing exceptionally hard. We're building something, and I felt like we were in the moment right here. I felt like we took these guys to the end and right there to late fourth quarter. And so all we can control is ourselves, and we just got to continue to get better.
Is Badajoe okay? Do you know yet?
You know, I think he came back in, actually. Came back in late. Yeah.
You said that Ben had an idea during the week that he'd get a chance to play. With this being his first start and in his hometown, what was he like before the game in terms of his nerves and emotions?
You know, Ben is very confident, and he was very calm and excited. I really didn't say a whole lot to him. I talked to him a little bit last night, talked to him a little bit in the locker room today, and I just told him, I said, go play and have fun. Just that's why you started playing this game, is to have fun. We're going to have fun as a coaching staff. We're going to turn it loose, and we just ask you to do the same thing. You don't have to go out and win the game for us. Just go out and manage the game for us. And I know there's some throws he wishes he had back. I thought the pick six was very critical, turning point in this ball game, especially off of the interception right down here, and we were able to. You know, we throw a pick and then turn right back around and throw another pick six. So that was a backbreaker. I think if we take those two out, I think the game is definitely down to the wire.
You mentioned not having Xavier Jones. What do you think of Kamon Freeman and Braden West and the job they did? You
know, I thought they did a decent job. I did. They were each rushed for over 80 yards. You know, those two guys right there are really, really talented players. You know, that's an area. Our depth at our running back is an area we got to continue to improve on. And hopefully we get Xavier back this next week. He definitely gives us some depth. But I thought Kamon did some really good things. Braden did some good things. But you know, again, we laid the ball on the ground too much, and that's an area of concern for me.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Coach.